Well, they're trying to get ahead and grow their community sports club, but the site of the Heathcote Sports Club is owned by the City Council and consenting issues are causing a massive headache. Here's Jared McCulloch.
It's been a waiting game for a Christchurch sports club, ready to get on and repair their facility. But for the Heathcote Valley Sports Club, they're in a bit of a pickle and have had enough.
We want to get going, we want to get our membership going. You know, we can't do anything until we've got a building.
The club is being leased from the council on a green space known as the Heathcote Domain, but since February 2011, it's been a difficult road to get back up and running.
The earthquakes, as you know, devastated Heathcote, it devastated our two club buildings, it caused considerable damage to the playing surfaces and irrigation.
But the club was insured and received a payout of $240,000, and so far they've spent around $25,000 on some of the grounds and irrigation systems to bring them up to standard. The organisation Lev Bowls New Zealand as the arm of the club had since declined, bowling not being popular, and changed their name to the Heathcote Valley Sports Club. But he says that was a huge mistake.
Didn't have the lease on the property, and as such we had to reapply for the lease again, which we thought was completely ridiculous because we still had the same committee members, we still had the same members, we still had the same chairperson, secretary, treasurer, etc.
After some time, the club was able to obtain a lease again and had to hold off though on projects in 2014 as their money from the insurance company wasn't going to cover the full repair. But since then, they've come up with a design for their new building, something Simpson says they're reasonably happy with.
As you can understand, it's not going to put many of us in it, but at least it gives us a home.
However, it doesn't end there.
We applied for a building, or Versatile applied for a building consent. Now, because we had changed our name, we had two previous buildings on the site, because we had changed our name, we had to apply for a resource consent to actually get that building back on that land, which we thought was ridiculous.
Now the club is being asked to take up a geotechnical report at a cost of $4,000 before they can go any further.
We thought everything was absolutely hunky-dory and we would have a permit last week, and the last minute was they now require a geotech report. The engineers first did soil testing reports before they first submitted the consent, and now that's not acceptable to them, so they now require a geotech report for a lightweight building on piles with a wooden floor on a property.
And the club wasn't allowed a concrete floor in case the organisation shut the doors and needed to be moved. He says he wants to get on with their club to attract more members and keep it running. And Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalzell says the sports club is a good example of disruption to any organisation wanting to get ahead, and says the council is willing to help.
We need to lift our performance in all of these areas.
The issue has been put forth to the Christchurch City Council for review so the club can hopefully continue their journey and open for members again. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.